Hello, everybody. So, because of the wonderful world of open sound control, what I'm basically doing is transmitting the Wii-mote data connected to my laptop, and then I'm using a max patch to simultaneously send that data to both my machine as well as Nathan's machine, so that way when we conduct, you can see numbers changing on my machine, but visually you can see this beautiful circle kind of getting bigger and then contracting, and then getting bigger and then contracting. We could do the whole Grover near, far, near, far. So, there we go. It works! Yay!
So, last time that we met, Marc recorded some of the output data from the Wii-mote as a MIDI file, MIDI controller signals. What does CC stand for, MIDI CC?
Continuous control.
Continuous control. So kind of an analog type signal that you can record as a MIDI file. In order to play with that on my system, I have to play that out of live, because then I can pretend that that's happening in real time and sync it over to Chords Composer.
So Ableton Live has the MIDI sequence information?
Yeah, I just open the MIDI file in Ableton and it's playing, and it has the ability to play those MIDI CC values.
So this is like a canned conductor.
That's right. So now if we go over to Chords Composer, I just have a very simple, each channel that was recorded is mapped to, just a little sphere, so that you can kind of see all the parallel channels of data going up and down in sync.
Oh,
so,
that is...
it's so, it's very simple, but it's really cool. You kind of get a sense of the motion, right? And there's certain things that you can see in this type of presentation of data that you can't see when you're looking at the entire linear length.
This totally changes the way you can visualize
the perception
it.
is totally different. So, for instance, if we're thinking about like which parameter of data is going to give you the cleanest signal to determine a beat detection? Well, visually, it's very intuitive. You just look and you see which of these is moving up and down the most, which has the most range from top to bottom, because that's going to give you, in a regular fashion,
right?
That's going to give you the cleanest data to be able to cap off at the top and say, okay, I've hit my beat, hit my beat, hit my beat, and I can set my tempo.
So some are yaw, some are pitch.
That's right, yeah. It's kind of disingenuous to the original source of the data that we've made it all up and down.
Right.
But at the same time, it gives a different kind of window.
Mm-hmm. It's very useful.
Yeah.
Well, what's fascinating about it is you can tell where, because you're dealing with the different axes, that where one of them is really in motion, the other's not, just because it's the equal and opposite.
And some are opposites.
Right, some move up when the others move down. This pair right here.
Yeah, very useful.
So then another little, very, very simple experiment using the same data. Hopefully this one will work. Okay. So this is just one ring that's being drawn, and the radius is being controlled by one of the channels.
Oh, wow.
But this format right here is the pixel format of that large billboard screen.
Oh, okay.
In Full Sail's Hall. So it's 720 pixels by 208, and that's the exact resolution of that giant, super bright billboard.
Right, so this would be an amazing thing to behold on that big screen.
Right, so you imagine something, the brightness of that display is such that there's going to be all sorts of additional kind of visual effects, both on your own perception and just in the nature of the electronics. Like there's going to be some fade out of the LEDs as they, I think, in a display of that strength. That there's going to be some kind of persistence of the image.
You get a really
I think it's going to be
cool
really
halo.
Interesting. Really interesting. Some natural bleeding, some things that we don't even have to, I won't have to simulate. I think it's gonna be pretty cool. And then one final little test. This one doesn't have to do with the MIDI data, but this is like increasing the frequency of a sine wave, but I'm only drawing one sample per X coordinate, and you'll start to see these amazing, almost moire effects.
Yeah.
Because of the sampling that's taking place.
And this is again on the low res.
That's right. This is
billboard.
on that same format, and kind of trying to imagine what it would be like to see this gigantic and very bright. But the thing that interests me the most is the unintentional patterns that are coming about just because you're not actually drawing continuous curves. You're just taking
It's
samples.
amazing, isn't it?
It's the
beautiful.
byproduct of the discrete nature of that kind of
It's
display.
visual aliasing.
It's visual aliasing, exactly.
Yeah, we're
And
taking
it's
it
very
way beyond.
parallel to what you deal with in music as well.
It's exact. You got a folder over frequency.
Lots of them.
Is that what you call that?
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Aliasing folder
I love
frequency, it's the same. It's just you have a very pretty way of visualizing it.
Right.
It would sound really bad.
Oh, I believe it.